Welcome back to Mountain Connections. Now, health is always a major thing to be aware of, and oftentimes we have symptoms and diagnoses and things that we are not sure what is happening. There is a new device out on the market from the FDA that is approved for children 2 and older for a heart monitor. So joining us today to talk about that is Kymberli, who has been diagnosed and also wears an insertable cardiac monitor. Kymberli, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Hi, Kymberli. Thanks for having me.
First of all, love your name, but let's talk about why you're here. Tell us about how your ICM saved your life, really, and as well as your son.
Yeah, so I experienced some unexplained fainting in my early 30s, and I was prescribed an external cardiac monitor with like the wires and the adhesive, and I didn't really get any information from that monitor. So I sought an electrophysiologist to review my information, and an electrophysiologist is a cardiologist that focuses on heart rhythm, and he recommended I consider the implantable cardiac monitor. So I did, and it was a full year later that this device recorded a dangerous heart rhythm that I had where my heart flatlined for 19 seconds, and I was prescribed a pacemaker.
So as somebody with an ICM and also as a mother with a child that has an ICM, what does the FDA clearance mean for you?
So my son, shortly after my pacemaker was placed, he experienced some other similar symptoms where we were concerned about his cardiac rhythm. And he wore some external cardiac monitors for a while, but he was young, he was 3. So the doctor recommended he consider the inflatable cardiac monitor as well, and he did. And just a month later for him, he was diagnosed with his heart pausing as well, and he was prescribed a pacemaker at the age of 3.
Wow. So what signs and symptoms made you a good candidate for a long-term ICM?
We had exhausted all of the external cardiac monitors. They're not ideal because if you don't have the cardiac monitor on, the external ones, it's not going to record any event. So for us, this allowed us peace of mind that we could live our lives and do what we needed and hopefully capture information about our cardiac rhythms if there were any concerns. And thankfully we did this. Implantable cardiac monitor truly saved our lives and got us the diagnosis we needed.
So Kymberli, do you have any other advice for parents and what to look out for?
I think knowing your options and that this device is available, especially for young children at this point, is great. And to take this information to your physician and ask about if your child or yourself is a candidate for this device.
I think it's so important to be your own advocate, especially when it comes to your health and when you are starting to feel things that are different. And we really appreciate you coming on. So where can we go for more information?
Medtronic.com/ICM has some great information about the device and resources for patients and for parents.
Wonderful. Well, Kymberli, thank you for coming on and for being brave and sharing your story as well as your son's and telling parents that there are options out there with this new approval from the FDA for this device. We appreciate it. Now stay tuned. We have a few more things to chat about here on this wonderful snowy Monday morning here on Mountain Connections. We'll be right back.